You fired me up there because I totally forgot about the "so what, now what," which I love. You used to always say that. Talk a little bit about
Yeah.
that and where that kind of came from.
Well, I was really fortunate when I've been, like I said earlier, I've been so lucky to be around like incredible baseball people that taught me so much. So like I was thinking about this the other day. I don't even think I have an original idea about baseball. Like everything that goes through my head when I'm like talking to a player now or when we're working on how we're going to do some sort of training or practice, like every single thing that comes into my head, it's like, oh, I remember when Tim Cousins did that, or oh, like I said, I remember when Dave Esker did that, or oh yeah, Dan Hubb said that, or oh Keith Littman, longtime farm director for the A's, he was the one who brought that up. Or at the end of my career, that's something that Joe Madden thought about. And another person I got to be around a lot for a couple of years in the mental performance world was Ken Ravizza before he passed away. Ken was my direct mentor. We worked together closely all the time with the Cubs, and that's a Kenny. It's a Kennyism, like. Um, he said a lot of great things, but he talked a lot just about what can you needed to be able to do everything you can to funnel all of your attention to the present moment, and that means like learning how to let go of what happened. Like you hear those stories of Cal State Fullerton winning the College World Series and having a little toilet in the dugout and like have a bad thing and they would like physically flush it, and that's a good kind of I think funny way of thinking about it. But that's everybody's different. Everybody's different in how they let go of the frustration that baseball can cause. Um, Kevin Youkilis would throw his helmet. Um, we've seen people rip their batting gloves off their hands. We've seen people break their bats. I've seen people just take a deep breath. Like everybody has some sort of mechanism that allows them to let go and say, okay, that just happened. We can't change it. And now I need to be focused. And like when you feel like shit at the plate, like what can you do on this pitch to get your team closer to scoring a run? Like start breaking it down so that you can eat the elephant one bite at a time. If you're on the mound and you're struggling, like what can I do on this pitch? Like where do I need to throw this baseball to get us closer to the dugout, to get us one step closer into the dugout so that we're back on offense again. When we start to when we start to break it down into baseball being a game not of 290 pitches that both sides are throwing, but just one pitch and then one pitch and then one pitch and then one pitch. It's hard to do, and you never get really great at it. But it is the orientation that you should be thinking. I think that's kind of encapsulates so what now what. So where does that come from? Well, shoot, it comes from Dave Esker, it comes from Tim Cousins, it comes from Ken Ravizza, it comes from Joe Madden.